Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there. I was just contemplating how many of my employees I could fire and how close to the Christmas deadline I could push it. I hate videos that start off, well, we're getting with fire. We're about to fire firing employees. I hate it. Videos that start, oh, hi. I didn't notice you there. So this was my grocery buying outfit for today. Captain's log, Sunday the 2nd of November. I don't understand it either, but it's me. Frau Avert said I had to wear the complete ensemble. I think I'll put a post. She got a picture of me, very adorable, holding a pumpkin. We buy pumpkins after Halloween, American Halloween. And the pumpkins that were $12 before Halloween are now 99 cents. So we decorate for a little bit and then they become compost, which for 99 cents for a 20-pound pumpkin, it's worth it. All right, so this is Stetson. This is a Grand Central, right? Yeah. And if you're gonna buy a Stetson, do yourself a favor, buy it off of eBay. It's not as bad as the Petersons and the Savinellis today compared to the old days, but it's close. The new Stetsons are not nearly as good as the old ones. So get yourself an old one. A lot of people have these sitting around. They bought them on a lark or they're in estate sales and they're usually in pretty good condition. Mm. I'll take off my jacket and show you the rest of the ensemble. So, oh, can I get it? Yeah, orange pants. Can't show you the shoes, but oh, I am hurting today. I did gardening yesterday. Oh, sorry. I thought, what did I knock over? What did I knock over here? Oh, jar or something. Ah, jar of Sutliff. I guess it's this way. Mark Twain. Sorry, sorry. What happens when you entomb yourself in your own ah, office? So, not the 5 minute mark. We'll leave the old boy this time. So I was lunting, the act of walking while smoking a pip, the other day, and I found this really big piece of Indiana. I guess it's a birch, Indiana oak. Nasty. Had moss all on the side, had cracks in it, but I liked the shape of it. And I thought, you know what? I got a big buck knife. I'll just skin it, so to speak, on the outside and see if it's worth anything. I did. Beautiful grain, and I could get the buck knife in there. Actually, it's a Shroud knife, even more obscure. From Leatherneck Piper might know these people. They're from Ellenville, New York. It was up on Route 9. Might have gone near there. But I split it apart with the Shroud buck knife, and I got 4 pieces. And one of them I've taken down. I love working with this Indiana birch, and I'm going to make this into actually a letter opener for Frau Avert. So I'll hone up the sides on this one, get them sharp. This one's a bit meatier. Isn't that nice? And I think I showed this one. And this was found. So, tamper, scrape. I really like this one. I kept this one for myself. So, I'm at the 5 minute mark. Good. So, what the fuck, old boy, are you thinking? You charge 100 and whatever, $30 for your fucking lighters. You can't get them repaired, except one little doohickey thing. And I used to live there at Hendersonville, North Carolina. And then this is the one that I lost for 8 months in my genuine rip from Yellowstone jacket, so I can actually look like I have some testosterone. And so I this is the one I put in my pocket, and I've been carrying it around. Do you see? Yeah. Do you see this? You kind of see it. It's not very good light. Sorry. There. You see that right there. What kind of cheap ass Filipino imitation lacquer or coating are you putting on these goddamn things? I'm sorry, goddamn is offensive to some of my followers. I strike that. Substitute fucking. Look at that. Bullshit. Bullshit, old boy. Fucking commie bastards. Must be commie bastards do such a bad job. So there's some, it's on the other side too, but not as big. So fuck you. All right. That negativity aside on the Lord's Day. That's facetious. Um, I want to talk about some historians. I want to talk about Sarah Payne. I want to talk about Stephen Kotkin. But I also want to get to the point of this video as far as the title is concerned. So this is not the pipa in question. This is from Mr. Bosco. I don't know, what would you call this? An acorn? Or, yeah, I guess an acorn. Beautiful pipe. Great smoker. It was made for a filter and it doesn't have one when I smoke it. So it just has a great draw. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love this little doohickey thing down there. It's not a sitter, but I still like it. This reminds me in terms of aesthetic effect. There's a building in New York City that was designed by Philip Johnson. And for just aesthetic purposes, they put a little top on it that resembles what used to be done to Chippendale furniture, as opposed to Chippendale dancers. But I digress. And I think this is the sort of reverse of that, but it's beautiful. But I wanted a pipe like this because, as you can see, this pipe this pipe is an armchair pipe. And that's what it was designed for. I believe Mr. Bosco literally called it that. And it's not the best pipe for going outside and lunting, walking and smoking a pipe. It's not bad because it's very light. I think it might be 50 grams. I know that's incredible. I don't know how Mr. Bosco does that, but he has. But it's not a pipe that you want to go garden with. It's a great pipe for reading because it's over your. Here, I'm sorry. I'm holding my imaginary. It's over your line of vision. So it has its purpose and it does it very well. Oh, but I digress. So if you're going to question this, this is actually a custom shirt. And no, the tailor wasn't drunk when he made it. This shirt actually used to fit properly. This is this is my weight loss journey. Oh, I haven't been on with it on a journey with him. Fuck you, fucking journey. But yeah. But yeah, I still love it. You can't see it has a nice little subtle pattern to it. Subtle, like my personality. Oh, I hear Frau Everett in the background scampering about. Have you been asked to be in this video, woman? She says she's walking down the hallway. Okay. Okay. Nobody cares about all the those details. Be within earshot when I command you to bring me coffee. See? This is what we teach at the Ike Turner School. Keep them in line even when they don't need it. It's like Skinner's conditioning. Pavlov with the dog, ringing the bell. So let's get back to this. But I wanted a pike that had these elements, and this was another Pippa that was part of it. Mr. Bosco let me have this one. Let me buy this one. This was a Stanwell 2000. This is a Stanwell 2001 Christmas pipe that was part of an estate sale. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. Smokes great. This was one that he was almost tempted to keep for himself, and I can understand why. Uh, and it's a great pipe too, but it is a tad heavy to garden with. I gardened yesterday. Man, did I fuck myself. I thought I was turning over the easiest of my beds, and I'll put it in a video later because I'll let some rain fall and knock the dirt off of it. But I had to take out a root ball about the size of a softball and a length of uh, not vein. Um, what's the thing that connects? That's like a vein. Whatever. Um, that was 3 feet long and looked like the thickness of linguiza. You know what that is? Jesus, my back is spanking. And then I got this pipe, which is from Grimstone Arts. I've shown this one. This was my first really true volcano. And I learned that when those people talk about how a volcano enhances certain tobaccos, they ain't bullshitting you. What I found is that with the, oh, I should use this one. Pardon. Nope. There we go. Nope, nope. Other way. Thanks, ham boning. Ham boning. Go on, rumble. Ham boning for her pleasure. Um, See, I got myself excited off someplace. Um, so I got that one, and I found yes, I found that Englishes in particular, and some vapors, you got a lot more flavor out of a volcano. Plus, it was easier to keep the whole bowl going. You didn't have nearly as many relights. But there is a downside with a volcano. Your aromatics. You got to be careful. I'm not Mr. Tongue Bite by any stretch, but you can get yourself in trouble. You can get some massive tongue bite. And then I got this pipe. This is a Tinsky. This is the Pipe Cottage collaboration. Because as Stonehenge Minstrel so rightly points out, I'm a big fanboy for Dr. Alan Harrelson. But I thought this pipe was very beautiful. It smokes very well. And I like the shape of it. So, with all that being said, I was watching Chris Harriet at Harriet Pipes. And I love him. I give him so much shit. But I really do love him. That's why I give him so much shit. And he had this stem material that he used in someone else's Pippa. And it just was beautiful. It was so distinctive, so clean. And so I emailed him and I said, hey, you lovely pipe philosophy looking wannabe. See, that's me being immature. Because he said he was out of that. This was the last bit of it they had. I said, if you ever come across that again, I'll give you a commission for a pipa using it. So somehow he did come across it. We talked, and what I wanted was a volcano, but a working volcano, one that I could keep in my mouth, any position in my mouth, go garden, go lunting, what have you. But there still was a decent size. I spec'd out 6 inches. I wanted it black, I wanted it blasted, and I wanted a stem material. Oh, and I wanted a contrast rim, just like this baby has. Well, I'm sorry the lighting is so bad. It won't help it. This does, you can see it there. Has a contrast. So, let me turn, I can't turn that. So here it is, 16 minutes in. Isn't that beautiful? And he even got it. You see how it looks like a real volcano up here? I didn't specify that, but I love it. And I smoked it. I smoked a couple of Englishes. I smoked LJ Pretty's Royal in it, in particular. And then I smoked Pretty's 7485, the Ramsay McDonald blend. And it really brings out the flavors. Look at that. See that blue? That's RAF blue. That's the closest I can call it. And you can see I've already worked it. I've got my chomp marks into it. Um, Chris, if you're watching this, I don't know if you need the pipa to do it, but if you want to make a replacement stem, um, not a bad idea. And of course, will pay you full fare for it if you can do that without having the pipa. But if not, then I'll just send it back at some point and we'll have to use something else. But yeah, I went out and I gardened with this and I ripped up a whole bunch of shit, but it performed perfectly. It was 100%, as we used to say back when I was a real man and worked for a living, fit for purpose. I gardened with it. I chomped down on it while I was trying to rip up roots, screw my back up even more. And it stayed lit. It looked beautiful, and I loved it and still love it. So this is a full-fledged 100%, but I digress, endorsement of at Harriet Pipes. He's, oh, I burned through this already. Wow. He's a great guy, seriously. He's a great guy, and you'll enjoy working with him. He has you might have trepidations working with a European pipe carver if you're an American or a Canadian, such as myself, because of the tariff situation and uh, all sorts of bad. I have had a bad issue. I had a bad issue trying to get a hold of it from Japan, a Swiss Army garden knife, and that's been a nightmare on eBay. So I understand. No problem with Harriet Pipes. He's got a system down. I won't go into it. You get your pipa directly from him in good time. And as you can see, I mean, all the different inputs I gave him for a commission, and he knocked it out of the park. So If you ever believe anything from me, Harriet Pipes, and that's Herriot. You're welcome. Oh, usually I say it at the end of the video. I'm not done yet. See, I think I got a little bit in here. Oh, now it's out too. Oh, great. Fucker. I would use the mutta in front of it. That's how pissed I am. Here, Captain Black had this fucking thing for 8 years. You don't see the blue coming off this sumbitch. Couldn't work up to that standard, could you? Old boy Corona. Fuck sticks. Jesus. No, I don't have anything left. All right, so, well, I think that's it. So, Sarah Payne, great historian. Got a bunch of stuff, but she's got a great lecture on how the Bushido Code informed the entire generation of militarists going into World War II. Uh, I know she speaks Russian, and her lectures on Stalin are great. She and Stephen Kotkin are two of the historians, at least from our side of the pond, who were able to get into the archives during that brief window of the downfall of the Soviet Empire, USSR, and SSR, and the rise of Putin, when the archives were opened up temporarily to anyone accredited. She is a native Russian speaker. I think I just said that. But I don't know if she's native Japanese, but she's done work on the her area of specialty is World War II, and as we call it, the recent unpleasantness, the Cold War. I know that was a Civil War term, but we've co-opted it. And she's fantastic. The lecture, and it's a lengthy one, on the Bushido Code and how it infected every single part of the Japanese military machine, and how, as horrible, morally reprehensible as it was, the treatment of Allied prisoners of war during World War II was not hypocritical as far as their understanding of the Bushido Code. You talk about individual Japanese. It was again morally reprehensible, but it was consistent with the principles. It also helps explain those anomalies. I don't know if you've ever heard this one, but it did happen. It was in the Philippines, I believe. This or an island off the Philippines. This fellow who held out for more than 20 years after the bomb on Nagasaki because no one had ever told him to surrender. It's true. Okay, so him, her, and Stephen Kotkin. Kotkin is just a good source. He is a fluent Russian speaker. I point that out only because, and this is a point that Kotkin raises, if you read a historical book and it's about a foreign country, do yourself a favor. Flip to the bibliography, and this is presuming you don't speak the language, which is the language of the culture that the book is about. If you can't understand the titles for at least half, preferably more, of the books cited, it's probably it's definitely not worth, I love double negatives, worth reading. If you can't read in the primary source, you have to rely upon other people's interpretations, and that's a big deal in history. Of course, if you're an American historian, that's not as big a deal, although you do need to know context. You do need to have, for example, read voluminously the authors, for example, and the periodicals to understand the folkways and mores, as we used to say in sociology, of the time. But Kotkin is a native Russian speaker, and he's done a number. He's doing a new 3-part on the life of Stalin. The first 2 parts are out. I read the first one. I don't have the second one yet for some reason. It's on my Amazon list, no doubt. But he's very good. So Kotkin, Sarah Payne, Old Boy Sucks, Chris Harriet is a god amongst men. No, he's not a god amongst men. Who is a god amongst men? Gods amongst men are Ivan Demidov and Cole Caulfield. Man, oh Manoshevitz, as we used to say on the Lower East Side back in the day. The game last night against the Senators. The boys. The boys. The Habs. Incredible. 5 overtime wins. 5-0 this year. Cole Caulfield almost has as many goals in overtime as he has in the. He was the Molson Player of the Month, by the way. They give him the trophy. Then he goes out and within the first 5 minutes scores another goal. His nads are so hot right now that if he accidentally dropped trout during the game and touched the ice, it would melt. But I think Algonquin Breyer will back me up on this. If either Cole Caulfield or Yvonne Demidov impregnated any woman in La Belle Provence, Quebec, as we say, right now, it would be okay. There'd be no charges filed. There'd be no contretemps. They're allowed to bed any woman in the province right now, even if they're married, even if they're a nun, because that's how good they're playing. And that's, of course, that's the thing that bonds English speakers and French speakers in Quebec is the Canadiens. We had the Nordiques for a while. That was a tough time, but yeah, when you have a team that us English speakers have cheered for, that has had Beliveau and Rocket Richard, and then of course his relation, the Pocket Rocket, and Guy Lafleur and Guy Lapointe when I was growing up, and Yvon Cornouaille, etc. Ad nauseum. Yeah, you can't not have that. And Montreal is not Toronto. And that's why we hate each other so much, because Toronto is really a cosmopolitan city. Didn't start out that way. It started out very gray, very, very boring. It was a city of bankers. But they're definitely the cosmopolitan center outside of Vancouver. And they've supported everything that's come their way. I mean, I know the Blue Jays fucked up last night, but baseball, I understand they have a pretty good basketball team. They've always had a good CFL team and supported it. We lost our franchise, the Alouettes, and then they came back, and I think they went away again, etc. I don't know what their status is. We're a hockey Provence, and that's just the way it is. So when we have when we have two that are that good, I mean, Lane Hudson is up there, man, man. I tell you, Saturday nights when the Canadiens are playing during the prime time and they're winning, or they come back and win like that, there ain't nothing better. I don't care how many pain meds I have to take. It's worth it. So, that's it. What a ramble. You're welcome. Hit the fucking button.